Ford, they pretty much have gotten out of the car business. Really, they mostly make trucks and SUVs. But one car they still make is an awesome one. It's the Mustang. Hi, this is Joe from Scarff Ford, and today we're going to talk about this 2026 Mustang. Let's dive in. So I'm not going to bury the lead here. For 2026, we haven't seen a ton of major changes on the Mustang because it was completely redesigned for 2024. Today we're talking about this 2026 EcoBoost Premium, one of the more entry-level versions of the Mustang. Still very fast, still very capable. Even though it doesn't have a big 5-liter V8, this thing still is really quick and really fun to drive. So yes, the Mustang was heavily revised for the 2024 model year, but for 2026, Ford, they did offer some new colors, some new interior packages. There's a new graphics package available on the GT version, the 5-liter, called the FX package, which I think is really cool. I graduated high school in '99, and when I was in high school, one of the coolest cars to have was a Fox-body Mustang. You could be a total geek, you could have a face covered with acne, but if you had a Fox-body Mustang, you're automatically cool. One day, hopefully I'll have one. But the FX package, which isn't available on the EcoBoost like this one, it gives you design accents that pay homage to those Fox-body Mustangs that we all love so much in the 80s and 90s. We've seen the Camaro come and go again. The Dodge Challenger, I don't know if they're gonna bring it back. They have the Charger, like a 2-door version and a 4-door version of the Charger, and they're EVs, but I don't know if they're coming out with a gas version of the Charger or a 2-door Challenger again. So the Mustang is one of the few 2-door coupes you can buy in the US market. Coupes and sedans are not as popular as they used to be. Most people like crossover SUVs. That's why Ford doesn't really make any cars anymore. They focus on trucks and SUVs and crossover SUVs like the Explorer, the Bronco Sport. But the Mustang, continuous production for 60 years. It hasn't skipped a beat. People love them, and luckily Ford still keeps them in production. It's a part of their heritage, and people still love to buy these things. The EcoBoost features a turbocharged engine pumping out 315 horsepower. Pretty amazing performance. 0 to 60 is about 4.5 seconds, where the GT version is closer to 4 seconds flat. So even though the GT version makes well over 100 horsepower, the Mustang EcoBoost is still very quick. The engine is light. It's a lot lighter than a big V8 engine. So in some ways, this has better weight distribution. It has better balance than the V8 version. And obviously, without having to lug away around all that weight, and with forced induction, it's able to accelerate really quick. That's why even though it has well over 100 horsepower less than the V8, it's still nipping at its heels in 0 to 60. And this EcoBoost Premium looks really good. You need a trained eye to really tell the difference. People aren't gonna say, hey, oh, that person's driving around in a 4-cylinder Mustang. They're gonna be like, wow, that's a beautiful Mustang that person's driving around in. So, you know, obviously we all like V8s. I love V8s. You know, if I bought a Mustang, I would definitely want to have a V8 over a 4-cylinder, but the V8s are $10,000 more, so that's gonna add $200 to $300 a month for your car payment to have a V8. And if you have to think, you know, how much are you gonna use that extra horsepower? Yes, the V8 sounds better, but you're gonna get better gas mileage, lower insurance rates, and a lot lower price point with the EcoBoost. Decently sized trunk for a 2-door coupe. We got the subwoofer for the audio system, all the floor mats still in the plastic. With the Premium, we have this beautiful perforated leather interior, very comfortable, very cozy. And the Mustang has gone high tech with its redesign. We have this huge display screen. It actually looks like one big screen, but it's actually 2 smaller screens connected together. We have the infotainment screen here, featuring one of the latest versions of Microsoft Sync, considered one of the best automotive infotainment systems in the business. We got heated seats, heated steering wheel, and it's getting cold out. It's 46 degrees right now, but it's quickly dropping into 30. So having the heated seats, heating steering wheel is gonna make you so comfortable. We have a 10-speed automatic transmission to maximize performance and acceleration, to maximize performance and fuel efficiency. Rear parking camera. Love the Inlog style gauges. Nice leather up steering wheel. We have adaptive cruise control. Very comfortable vehicle. Very easy to live with every day. If you enjoy music, this is a great sounding V&O audio system. Lots of information. You don't even need a paper owner's manual. We have one, I think it's in the trunk. You have one built right into your infotainment screen. And then if we go over here to my Mustang, you can personalize things. So we have this interior ambient lighting, so you can kind of pick and choose what colors you want for the ambient lighting to create a nice relaxing effect inside your vehicle. Then you can pick some auxiliary gauges if you wish. Like we have oil pressure, battery voltage, lateral G's, acceleration. You have some track apps like acceleration timer, brake performance, lap timer. You can also personalize the drive modes. This is a very highly programmable vehicle. You can control, so you have the base drive modes, and then you can kind of drill in a little bit deeper, the steering. And then one of my favorite is that you can actually pick and choose different styles of gauges. With a digital gauge cluster, you can pick different styles of gauges. This is pretty cool. It kind of reminds me of like a Corvette gauge cluster. There's a track setting. There's a calm setting, which is really nice. So if you feel like you're overloaded with information from all these screens, calm kind of just reduces all the info, especially at nighttime, so you're not overwhelmed, and it just gives you the essential information. Then we have some retro style gauges like 67, 68 Mustang. That's pretty cool. And then talking about Fox-body Mustangs, look at that. We got Fox-body gauge clusters. Man, that brings in memories. Look at that, that's pure 90s right there. Then the SVT Cobra from 99 to 01. Those are really cool too. Thanks for joining me on this walk around video. We're Scarff, Ford and Isuzu. We've been in business since 1922, well over 100 years. We've been around longer than the Mustang has, believe it or not. We sell new Fords, new Isuzus, and a very wide variety of pre-owned vehicles. We always have a great selection of new and pre-owned Mustangs. Of course, a lot of other cool sports cars as well, Camaros, Mustangs, Corvettes, Challengers, Chargers, I can go on and on. We got all sorts of cars at all different price ranges. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.